Have you ever heard of Queen Amina of Zaria? Long before she became a legendary warrior, she was just a girl born into royalty in the ancient Hausa city of Zazzau, now known as Zaria, in northern Nigeria. Amina was the granddaughter of powerful rulers and the daughter of Queen Bakwa Turunku, the woman who laid the foundations for Zaria's rise. Amina's destiny, however, was not to rule from the palace, but from the battlefield. As a young girl, Amina displayed an unusual fascination with military training, while other girls learned palace etiquettes. Amina trained with soldiers, learned to ride horses, and mastered weapons. By the age of 16, Amina had earned the respect of the palace guards. She was not yet a king, but she was already a warrior. People began to whisper, this girl was destined for something great. Despite her growing strength, Amina remained deeply connected to her culture, her gods, and her people. She learned diplomacy from her mother and wisdom from her elders. Little did anyone know, the young princess training in the shadows would soon step into the light and into power at a time when empires were forged by blood, sand, and steel. And so, Amina stood on the edge of legend. The next chapter of her life would shake kingdoms and inspire centuries. When Amina's brother, Karama, died unexpectedly, the kingdom of Zazzau was thrown into uncertainty. The throne stood empty, and eyes turned towards the unlikeliest candidate, a woman. Many in the court resisted the idea. How could a woman rule, let alone lead armies? But the people remembered her victories in training, and the soldiers remembered her strength. Amina took the throne, not with ceremony, but with silence and resolve. She stepped forward, adorned in armor rather than robes, holding a sword instead of a scepter. Within months of her ascension, she led her first campaign against a rebellious vassal state. The kingdom watched nervously. Would she succeed, or would her crown fall as quickly as it rose? The answer came with thunder and dust. Amina returned not just victorious, but triumphant. Her first campaign brought not only submission, but fear and respect across the outer lands. She was no longer simply Amina. She had become Amina the Conqueror. Her era had begun, and kingdoms across the Sahel would never be the same. With her crown secure and her name echoing across kingdoms, Amina turned her focus to expansion. She was not content to defend Zazwa. She would build an empire. Amina led her army on horseback, often riding at the front. She conquered city after city. Kano, Asina, Bauchi, and furthermore. Her banners flew high, and fear followed her name. But her campaign were more than war. Amina built trade routes, protected merchants, and demanded tributes of goods, horses, and gold. She wasn't just a warrior, she was a strategist. It is said she built fortified walls around her cities. Some of these walls, known as Amina's walls, still stand today, centuries later, as monuments of her reign. Amina's name spread beyond the outer states. Her reputation reached far into the Sahel and even into trans-Saharan trade territories. But empires come with a cost. Amina's enemies grew bolder, and whispers of betrayal began to rise. Yet, even in the face of danger, she remained in the saddle, always ready for battle. As Amina's empire grew, so did the tension. Trade routes made her wealthy, but they also made her enemies. Rival states began to form uneasy alliances against her. In the north, raiders tested her brothers. In the south, vassals questioned their allegiance. And within her court, jealousy brewed. The throne she fought for was now a cage of whispers. Amina responded with force. She led campaign after campaign, trying to keep the flames of rebellion at bay. Her sword became both a symbol of justice and fear. But even a warrior grows weary. Years of battle had taken their toll. Her once loyal commanders were now men with their own ambitions. Some wanted peace, others wanted her place. Legends say she began to ride alone at dusk, seeking counsel from the spirits of her ancestors. In the silence, even she began to wonder, was the sword all she had become? The Sahel was no longer a land of conquests. It had become a battleground of legacy. And in the shadows, destiny was preparing its final test for the warrior queen. In the twilight of her reign, Amina planned one last campaign. She was no longer seeking territory. She was securing her legacy. Her enemies had learned her tactics, but they had never learned her spirit. She would remind them that the Queen of Zaria did not retreat. She reigned. She rode into the battle that would define her myth. Some say it was against a coalition of rival kings. Others claim it was an uprising from within. All agree it was her fiercest fight yet. The battle raged for days. Amina fought at the front, sword flashing, voice rising. But even legends meet the dusk. It is said she died as she lived, undoubted, unbroken. Her final words are lost to history, but her silence echoes through time. Queen Amina's physical presence faded, but her spirit refused to die. Across centuries, her story grew, morphing from history into legend. She became a symbol of strength and female power in a world ruled mostly by men. In northern Nigeria and beyond, mothers told their daughters the tale of the warrior queen who rode fearless into battle. Her walls still stand. Her name still commands respect. Even today, many see Amina's legacy in the women leaders and warriors who follow her footsteps. Have you heard her story? The story of Queen Amina of Zaria, a queen who shaped history, defied expectation, and carved her name into eternity. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Also comment down below, is this your first time hearing about Queen Amina of Zaria? Have you heard about her prior to this video? Comment down below your opinions and stories you want me to tell. Bye guys!